and then we can go back and do it again. We continue the methodology for other game weeks, and it's as easy as that. So we see in game week 2, we have another excellent matchup for Dr. Bean, and Kershaw has a winnable matchup, or ownable matchup. We look at the bats, and again, it's filled with very good matchups or 4-game game week. So this is for Trey, this is for Starling Marte. Devers has another 4-game game week. I lied. The first game week he had 3 games, but it was excellent. And we just go down the line doing the same method. And thankfully our super rare, in this case, this game week, excuse me, has a winnable matchup. And then we jot it down again. And as a reminder, when I personally do this, I only put the good to great matchups to gauge the potential ceiling position. So in this case, J-Rod would not be in it because he has a tough matchup, but in reality, J-Rod and Ohtani are of course going to usually be matchup proof, so that'll be a fun first world problem for this person, this manager. And actually, I just noticed that I put Franco instead of Devers, and going to their matchup, looking at their side by side, again, this manager has a first world problem of, do you want Franco with a really good mashable matchup, or Devers, not as good of a matchup, but it's still a great matchup, and he's got that extra game for that game week. I think Devers is better in this case, so let's change it. And sometimes I color code things differently just to remind me that these players have 4 games, or just choose your highlight to remind me that these 2 players have extremely winnable, ownable matchups. So on to game week 3. Freeman and Will Smith have a great matchup. Haniger, and really that's about it in terms of great matchups. Okay, so Franco, and thankfully Leote has another winnable, doable matchup. But that's about it. Good thing for this manager though, he's got J-Rod, Ohtani, and J-Ram, who you rarely bench. And they also have Contreras out in St. Louis and Adames, who have winnable matchups. They're not great, but talent can shine through. And if this manager wanted matchups that were only great, then go back to the tools that have all of the teams and just kind of look for good matchups. Or maybe not the greatest matchups, but doable matchups. So in this case, the Angels, can get the Angels, use it for that week, knowing that their upcoming matchups are extremely good. So great matchup, 4-game game week down here, and then another great matchup, and another 4-game game week that's with Oakland. So this manager can choose to kill 2 birds with 1 stone in that way. And we just continue this methodology again and again. And spoiler alert, this manager, as you can see with all the purple highlights and blue highlights, this manager just happened to have the players that have good synergy in that when one doesn't have a good to great matchup, well, he can look at his other players and make up that difference, or just choose other players with better matchups.